comes from. I started out a very insecure person all of my life growing up from dealing with the spirit of rejection. And so when God called me into ministry, I really thought, oh my God, ministry behind the scenes, but never in the forefront. And when God put me in the forefront, because I am a high achiever, even though I didn't think I could do it, leaning and depending on God, I just went for it. And I began to be very successful very quickly. And God began to add to the church daily, and it was just growing. But because I was a female in a male-dominant type of role, those in leadership fought me. They didn't care about the fact that we had hundreds of people being saved and delivered, brought off the street, homeless people and things of that nature. And so they fought that. And so what happened was, as we began to tap into some things in the spirit through our intercession, we found out how the city was structured with the masonry and things of that nature. And we began to pray and hit that. And when we did, there were people that operated in witchcraft and things of that nature. And they came out. I'll never forget that night. They put a pentagram in our church, like Satan witches do. And that Tuesday night, we had an awesome move of God. And when we went home that night around 2 o'clock, we got a call that our church was burning. And it was also during the time where a lot of the black churches were being burned. And so immediately, of course, we went into what I call survival mode. We gathered the people, began to talk to them about the things that were happening. And it's amazing about me, the thing that I found out about myself, I'm not a fighter. I usually push back until I'm pushed. And then when I'm pushed, what really is in me comes out. And so I'm like, no, this is not going to happen. And so immediately we began to think what we're going to do. So we went from the church being burned to the point that we had nowhere to worship, to talking to people in the city, and we had a church meeting under a tent, and it was cold. And we started out with maybe 200 members. Under the tent, we grew from 200 to 600. How about that?
Amen. So at that point right there, I see where there was growth in the midst of adversity.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen. So see, a lot of times the adversity will cause you to come to the forefront. So from Brian's standpoint, we see overcoming adversity, we have to have a focus. From Bishop's point that you just made, we see that there had to be prayer and communication, because you're not the only one that's going through. Amen. So I'm going to come over here to Dr. Belton and get you to tell us a little bit about how you made it through